Hansadutta's world-famous eggplant, zucchini, and tomato preparation with fresh curd. Curd is actually the civilized way of eating meat. Curd is the milk from the cow. And what is the milk from the cow? The milk from the cow, or the milk that we get from the udder, is nothing but the blood of the cow. When the blood enters the udder, it immediately turns into milk. Just like when a mother gives birth to a child, before the birth of the child there's no milk in her breast. As soon as the child is born, breast milk is there. What is that breast milk? It's nothing but the blood of the mother, which circulates through the body. When it passes into the breast of the mother, it becomes milk. The Krsna conscious basis of cooking is actually the cow, the land and the cow, because the cow gives us the best, most nutritious and pure, wholesome food in the shape of milk. So instead of eating the cow, which is how Western people see the cow, they see it as a hamburger or as a steak, the Vedicans, or the devotees of Krishna, they see the cow as the mother of the human society. When a child is finished breastfeeding, say at the age of 1 or 2 or 3, then the cow's milk is available to continue nourishing the child. To eat a cow in the shape of a hamburger or a steak is as impractical or unreasonable as a man cutting down his apple tree or his cherry tree for firewood. Why would he do that? He lets the tree grow, he protects it, and every year the tree gives the farmer fruit at no expense. So this idea, this understanding has to be embraced by especially Western society, because so much valuable land and water is being wasted simply for the production of meat products. The same food value and nourishment can be attained simply by giving up this habit of killing the animal and eating it, meat eating, keeping the animal and milking the animal, and then producing different types of preparations from the curd. As we'll see tonight, that curd is really it is the best food. Milk and curd, butter, ghee, yogurt, these foods are, this food is in and of itself, sufficient to maintain human life. In India there are many sadhus who live simply by taking milk every day. They take nothing else. Of course we don't suggest that or recommend it, but it's just an example or a testimony to the potency and the nutritional value of milk. Okay, now we're almost there. We need a touch of sugar. So one other ingredient is we use a little bit of sugar, just a pinch. It gives it a rich and smooth taste. You just take a zucchini like this, for example, and you just cut into it, and you can tell it's just about done. So there's still a little stiff. Another minute, and it'll be ready to go. So we add the tomatoes, and now we just stir them in. We're going to cut the curd into chunks, and then fry those chunks. Now we'll just once again. So this is kind of diced, like this. You can see the tomatoes are almost done. Just another 2 minutes or so. So one day we'll make curd. Curd is actually very easy. You simply bring the milk to a boil, say a gallon of milk. And just as it's starting to boil, you pour in either lemon juice. You can use real lemons if you have a lemon tree, or you can use concentrated lemon from the market, or you can use sour salt. And then you pour it slowly and stir, and you'll see the milk will curdle. Then when it's curdled, you pour it into a strainer and let it cool. Okay. Now once the preparation is done, most people keep the lid on it to keep it warm. But you don't want to do that. You want to take the lid off. Ideally, you cook in or you time your cooking in such a way that it's done when it's supposed to be served. But if that doesn't happen, don't leave the lid on it, because what happens is the preparation continues to cook. It becomes mushy, it becomes discolored, and also loses a lot of its fresh flavor. When you're cooking anything, but especially things like curd or milk, you want to have a pot that has a good solid bottom, thick bottom. The thicker the better. So this one is a fairly good pot. We'll just let that heat up. So you can see our sink is completely clean. And this area is clean. You want to always keep the kitchen clean. You can't say, oh, I was so busy, I couldn't do that. That's not good. The sink especially has to always be clean, because the sink, this might not be appropriate for a cooking class, but the sink is the anus of the kitchen, and you always have to keep it clean. So you kind of shake it around like this, so you don't have to go in with a spatula and scrape it off the bottom. You don't want the curd to stick. You want it to just be singed a little bit. And again, most devotees nowadays, they just will throw the curd into a deep fry, but it's just too much ghee in the preparation. And since people are very cholesterol conscious, you just want it to seal the curd, that the heat from the fry will kind of put a seal on the curd. But when you deep fry it, what happens is it's like almost putting on a leather shoe. It becomes so tough, and you don't want that. Besides, it takes up a lot of ghee, puts a lot of ghee into the preparation, and it's not healthy to eat too much ghee, although ghee is good. So this is good enough. So here we go.
Did you want to run your soda? You got one more.
We've mixed in the curd, and you can tell more or less what it looks like. And now we do the final touch, is wash the remaining pot, and so that the sink is clean.